This is an accomplishment. Yes, it's also banana bread, but hear me out. For the last month, I have been hibernating in my apartment. Part of that is due to the slow decline in my mental health as I attempt to navigate a new season of life and build a sustainable business for myself. Meanwhile, neither myself nor my partner are bringing in any sort of reliable or stable income despite paying an atrocious amount of New York rent. But it's also because I'm a workaholic. And the way I cope with stress is by putting my life on hold and trying to be as productive as possible so that I can reach some vague level of perfectionism before I allow myself to just enjoy life for the sake of it. But anyway, back to this banana bread. I used to love baking when I was in my 20s and I've slowly stopped doing it like all my other hobbies. I thought it could be fun to embark on some little side quests for the weekend. These are going to be activities that have nothing to do with work or any of my goals. On that list is going to be to take a pottery class, go to sparring, which I have been skipping every week, decorate my apartment, which is a year overdue, and then if there's time and I still have the energy, I would like to go visit the MoMA. My membership is going to be expiring, I think, in the next month or so, and I haven't actually used it yet. And now I need to get ready because I'm going to be late, but first, oh wow, those are really good. This is actually a date night for Albie and I. We haven't really been out together in a little while. My friends actually got me a gift certificate for the pottery studio that we're going to back in October for my birthday, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it because, again, I can't seem to find justification in doing activities that don't have some sort of productive outcome to them, which is really sad, and I'm trying to change that one step at a time. I actually grew up as one of those really artsy kids who was always drawing and crafting, and I actually used to work with clay a lot. I didn't do formal pottery. I don't know any 10-year-olds who work with pottery wheels, but I did use Sculpey clay, major throwback, and I would make like these little earrings for people or, you know, like necklaces, charms. I actually sold them when I was in middle school, first streak of entrepreneurship there. And I feel like by the time I got to maybe like late high school, I really gave up on doing any sort of art or creative endeavor. And I think part of that is just, you know, the antsiness that comes with doing a hobby that doesn't have an outcome to it. You're always feeling like you have to do something else or that you're wasting time. Art in and of itself doesn't really have value, I guess. It taps into emotion, starts a conversation, but let's be real, it's not valuable in the same way that being a lawyer or a doctor, you know what I mean? I don't know, there's just something so weird about doing something for the sake of it. Also, side tangent, but that whole TikTok trend where people are saying don't wear mascara because it gives model off duty and looks super casual. Yeah, I look like a crazy person if I don't have lashes, but to each their own. Oh God, I got it in my eyes. Oh, it burns. This is my pottery core.
It's my everyday.
What are you gonna make for your very first special LB piece?
We'll see what comes out of it.
I kind of feel like we're gonna be murdered. Stewart main entrance. Ooh, it's like a secret society. Oh, it works.
So you can just head on in.
Okay.
There are some hooks right here. Feel free to hang up your coats. You can grab an apron and just sit anywhere where there's a water set up.
Thank you.
The same stuff and just wash it all the time because it's really hard to lose expectations. Oh, yes. So don't worry too much. Less fun. So I'm going to start by just squeezing some water on my clay. We always want the clay to be wet and shiny. So go ahead and just wet your hands again. I'm going to start over. So gently take your So I think what is this? It's going to just like a lump of clay, but it's centered.
Centered and flat. So what'd you think?
Did fantastic. Actually did really well. Yours all broke. Every single one.
Actually, one of them did collapse. I got two though. I got a cup and bowl. They're gonna glaze it for us, so we'll pick it up in a month.
I only wish you would tell me next time if we're gonna do pole dancing class. I wasn't ready. I wasn't dressed for it. But
I thought that was pretty fun. It was nice to get to spend some time just working with my hands, not doing anything digital on the computer, because that's where I spend most of my time every day. It was interesting trying to figure out like intuitively how to make clay move in like a spinning rotation, whatever you want to call it. It did really make me wish that I had a studio of my own in New York, even if it wasn't for pottery, just for doing artistic projects, DIY, building things. I mean, of course, I love my apartment. I think it's beautiful and there's so much great space to work here. But it can get a little bit Groundhog Day to be in the same place all the time when you just wake up, go over to your computer, start your workday, log off, go to the couch like 3 feet away. So maybe that's something I'll explore if anyone has any ideas for like shared studio spaces in Brooklyn that aren't super far out of the way. But for now, it's time to make some dinner.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I usually don't work out in the mornings, and I haven't done sparring in a while, so this should be interesting. We're also doing a gym tour of our home gym after for combat culture, so I'm gonna have to lug a lot of stuff on the subway. Tired now. It's only 3 p.m. and I already want to go to bed. I was originally planning on putting up some decorations that I have been procrastinating on for literally the last year since we moved into this apartment. They've all kind of just been sitting in this pile of chaos in the bedroom, but my body is pretty destroyed after 2 hours of sparring. So I think I might just save that for tomorrow morning to do instead. So I guess that means I will see you tomorrow. And we're back, except now it's Sunday and the bed is actually made and I've made a moderate effort to look like a normal member of society. I don't have too much time right now. I'm gonna be meeting Emily in a few hours at the MoMA. I was looking at some of the stuff that I wanted to put away this morning and I know I'm not gonna have time to get to all of it. Let's see how far we can get within like the next hour. But first I have to make something to eat real quick because I always forget to eat when I get caught up filming. Then like a good hearty microwave meal from Trader Joe's when you're tight on time. Now while that's heating up, let's go collect all of the posters that we're gonna put up. Okay, I actually forgot how ambitious I was when I bought all of these. Oh my gosh, and there's so much that I still want to frame. So we have all of these here. A lot of them don't have frames yet. And then I did go ahead and buy like a crap ton of these postcard size frames that are all dusty now because they've been sitting here for months. My original idea was to have some sort of gallery wall out, maybe like in the living room or in the entrance, because I collect a lot of postcards. That's the one thing that I do try to collect when I go on trips. And I thought it would be cool to display all of them together, but that's gonna take a lot of time to frame and figure out. What to do. Let's go see what we're working with first. Ah yes, nothing says culture like an oil painting of Chihiro and No Face and some guy whose name I should probably know. Amsterdam, that was a very fun trip. Jack Soy Frida to remind myself that I am in fact a basic New York gentrifier. I'm gonna save these for later because just looking at this pile overwhelms me. Right now, our apartment is definitely decorated like a woman cave. It's very much 90% all of my things and like a few of Albie's cameras and gaming systems. I did try to get some stuff to reflect his personality a little bit, but I should probably try and do a little bit more. We'll also try and put up this Guardians of the Galaxy premiere poster that we went to. He's a big Marvel nerd, so I think he'll like to have this up. I got this at Anime Con and it's from one of my favorite artists. I've collected a lot of his work. This is also one of my favorite artists. They specialize in like pixel art. And I wasn't familiar with this artist before I saw them, but I just thought this was hilarious. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm impressed. This actually looks kind of tasty. That was actually not bad for a microwave meal. You wanna try some? No? Okay, more for me. I have been enjoying this weekend so far. It's been really nice to just do stuff for myself, and it's not quite as anxiety inducing as I expected it to be, but I still don't know how I want to integrate this into like my everyday life, because I feel like if I just did social activities all weekend or only relaxed, realistically I would not have time to do everything I need to do. I think if I considered myself a successful content creator already and I was making enough to not be rich, I mean I don't need like a Lamborghini or a bunch of LV bags, whatever it is that wealthy people do. But you know, enough to go out to eat occasionally, buy a new sweater if I want to. Those things I can't fully afford right now. And I know I have the opportunity to afford them if only I work harder. And yes, part of all of this is luck and markets changing and trends. But honestly, a big part of it really is just how many hours you're willing to put in and you know, how smart you can use those hours. I remember reading this quote one time from someone's interview where they said that balance is bullshit. And I remember being so triggered by that. But the more time goes on, I kind of feel like that person had a little bit of a point. And I'm not vouching for anyone to be just like a workaholic or to only party all the time, but there's gonna be seasons of life. I don't know if I'm supposed to get to a point where I spend my evenings and weekends relaxing. I mean, if I had a normal 9-to-5 job, maybe, but this is a path I chose. I think the problem is that I have been in grind mode for years now, and it's no longer just a season of life. It's a constant state of anxiety. And I remember never feeling like I've arrived. I have this book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant? Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. There it is. Desire is a contract that you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. And I think this really clicked for me because he made this argument that people who are happy, it's not that they've stopped striving or they've stopped desiring to be better. It's just that they've learned to not make their happiness contingent on getting the things that they desire. And that's where the issue lies, at least for me. Because most of my 20s, honestly, I had this contract with myself that I wouldn't fully be present or enjoy my life until I could successfully work for myself. Anyway, I don't think it's something that's gonna be solved in a day, and that's okay, because we got some art to hang. I have no idea what I'm doing. One down. Okay, I kind of feel like I fucked this up already. Don't really like how it looks. It's not like balancing well with this. I think we might need something up top here. I mean, it fits the space, but I don't have a frame for it. I guess if I just tape it up, it's very non-committal. Let's try it. Aha! Blue tape. Wow, look how beautiful this is. I mean, just the colors. Amazing. Incredible. How could you not want to wake up to this every single day? I mean, it's not perfect, but it's fine, right? Hopefully. I think I procrastinated on this for so long because I'm just such a perfectionist when it comes to anything related to like my living space or interior decorating. But I'm trying to have more fun with experimenting and remembering that, you know, this is all temporary and that is literally held up with tape, so I can change it at any time. Just gonna go in without the pencil or leveler. Living life on the edge, truly. Ta-da! I also have this blank space here. Kind of nice, right? I think it fills in the space a little bit. We're gonna tape these guys up now somewhere along this wall, and hopefully at some point in my life I will get around to framing it. Who knows? Life is a mystery, which is what keeps it exciting. What do we think? Kind of giving college dorm room, but that's okay. We made progress, and that was the point. Now it's time for our final side quest of the weekend. This is probably gonna sound super out of touch, but sometimes I forget that New York is such an international tourist destination. Maybe because I live in Brooklyn now, so I don't see as many tourists, but whenever I come to Midtown and no one's speaking English, everyone has their giant cameras out. For once, I'm actually early, so I think I'm gonna go check out the design store while we wait for Emily. She made it. You look like Batman swaying your coat. Explain it to me. What is your interpretation?
I think someone took someone's bedroom as a child who was really obsessed with stuffed animals and they hung them all together. Got paid a lot of money.